good evening, everybody. I'm Mark, you know me as Mark Mods, and this is my first live tonight, so a little bit nervous. Got some comments already, but I'll just welcome onto the chat. We have Dave. Hi, Dave.
Hello. A lot of people know me, Mark. Please don't be nervous. I know it's your first live stream and everything, but please don't be. I was exactly the same. You know, it is very nerve-wracking, but you'll get used to it. You will really. And anybody out there in internet land, join the stream. You know, come along and join the stream and let's have a chat.
Yeah, because that's all we're doing tonight. We're just going to have a chat, because sometimes that can be the best part of the lives when we start having jokes and stuff. So that's why I thought, well, instead of doing a build, we'll do something different, do a chat.
Yeah, why not? Why not?
So, comments so far. This is my dear wife.
Hello.
Hi, dear. She's downstairs. So look, we got Chris Camping. Hi, Mark. Looking forward to today. Can't join through. Sorry. Oh, come on, Chris.
Oh.
I think he's corrected himself here. So can't join even. Right. Okay. So I'm just getting used to this StreamYard. Right. Yeah, got it. So let me just see if I can do us a bit better, Dave.
Yeah, that might
be better.
Yeah, then if you bring the comments up, then they'll come underneath us.
Yeah, right. Just getting used to it.
Yeah.
So how did I didn't see all the Root Master show last night, Dave, because I was a bit tired. So obviously I came on with that comment about what I'd done on Facebook.
Yeah, it went really well. Yeah, thanks ever so much for that. That's going to come in very handy. Somebody else commented about some other paint as well, which is really handy. So yeah, I haven't been anywhere.
P40F20 said to use the acrylic paints because the others can burn through the plastic, but the ones that I mentioned are actually acrylic paints.
Ah, right. Okay. Jolly good. That's great. Well, I haven't been anywhere today to go anywhere near shops. We've got some feedback there, haven't we?
Right. Let's have a look.
That might mean.
Alex McDonald. Hi, Mark and Dave.
Hi.
Hi, Alex. I just saw your comment, Alex, on my tank video I did today. Yeah, the issues don't come with the numbers on them. I've literally got to go through the instructions and work out which issues for which, you know, what's come. It's really strange, but I think the tank is an older model from Model Space because I am actually having to guess the screws on this one. So, but it's still a good build. I've got it here, actually. So.
Oh.
That's what I built today. So that's the turret base and one of the lockers. And then that fits onto there, if I can get it like that. And that actually does spin eventually.
Turret ring, yeah, that goes round.
Around, yeah. What I did find out, I actually looked into the instructions. On this, we're going to get some smoke like solution that we put into this machine, and when the barrel fires, it'll actually fire smoke as well.
Oh wow, that's
so I've seen that on some Hornby train sets.
Yeah,
before, the realistic smoke, but I've never seen it on a Partworks model. So that's going to be interesting when it comes down to that.
Yeah, that'll be a first, that won't it?
Yeah, definitely. Let's have a look. Adrian Langley, hi Marks, hi Adrian. We've got Chris Campton again. Good old guess the screw game. Yeah, it is. It's like doing that to us for some unknown reason.
Yeah, they do, don't they? Yeah.
Well,
they
have to have labeling them now, so there is hope eventually.
Yeah.
They're all labelled. I'm just trying to think. And the Eagle Moss, the Ecto, they're labelled, so it's not too bad, I suppose.
We're filling more screw pots up, and these are obviously tablet pots, and you know, pick them up nice and cheaply, and then you can put your whatever screw they are in. You can put this little sticker on the Monday to
Yeah,
Sunday or whatever, which
yeah,
tells you what screw it is. Empty the bag in there, and then all you've got to do is to go to them to open them up. Pick whichever screw you want. The thing is with the Routemeister, though, we've got silver, we've got black, and we've got red. So obviously we've got 3 lots, and then three
yeah.
lots can be in different sizes as well.
I presume the red ones, though, they were going to be on show then.
Yeah, that's right. We've got some interior red ones and some exterior red ones. So, and we've got some white ones as well. I forgot about that. Well, they're not white. They're supposed to be sung yellow, a color called sung yellow, SUNG, sung yellow, and they're for the inside interior ones. So
Right.
yeah, we've got red, outside red, inside red, some yellow ones, and silver ones, and black ones. So
That's going to be difficult for you, Dave, because you're doing yours a different color, aren't you? So you have to pay the dues.
yeah. Well, it's going to be difficult on the outside of the bus when we get all the panels, and we're not far off getting panels now. Those of you that are watching the Routemeister coming along nicely on either the Routemeister group or on our Wednesday night shows, you can see that we're very, very nearly ready for some panels. In fact, here's a spoiler: we're going to get a panel next week. So
there we go. I saw Nexus. He's up to about 103, I think, and he was putting panels on. His video came out today.
Yeah, he's putting the rear. He was putting like the upper deck framework on.
Yeah.
And he was finishing that off, and then he was putting the roof on, the inside of the roof, that is. And then there's like a framework that goes over it, a lattice framework, and then the outside panels will attach to that lattice framework all down the sides and all over the top and the back. So one of them outside panels will hopefully come next week in issue 104. We've been told. I'm not telling you which panel.
No.
Those of you that are watching awaited with bated breath. I'm sorry, but you'll have to wait until next week. So yeah, it'll be the outside panels, or one of the outside panels, that will come next week. Personally, Mark, I'm very, very excited about that, because as you know, we're doing 2 Routemasters, and both Routemasters are being painted. I'm painting one in the Shilly Beers colours, that's the old London Shilly Beers colours, and one in the East Yorkshire old colours. So obviously we've got two Routemasters on the go, and we're going to be painting them both. And as you've just rightly said, the screws that go on the outside that screw all the panels on in little tiny screws, yes, I've got to paint them as well.
Never ends. But I mean, you're starting to do your panels. That's going to be exciting, because you know what, you're 103 issues in, and it's going to start looking near the end, and that's when it starts to all come together. So it's pretty exciting times ahead for the Routemeister.
Yeah. In fact, I've been doing a bit today. I've been now I'm revealing all my secrets now, because that's actually upside down, but never mind.
Let me put you on full screen.
Okay, well there we are. That's one of the sections of the Routemeister, of Christine's Routemeister actually, and that's the upper deck windows here that are covered in cling film, and the lower underneath the upper deck windows, that's the framework that we'll be attaching the panels to on the outside. But I wanted it the same color as what it was going to be, so you can see it's sung yellow at the top here underneath this cling film, and then this is actually dried. So and then this is the dark green that outside panels will be. So that's what we've been doing today. We've been doing some of them today, and that's because I want to get the rest of her upper deck painted, and then she can start and put it together. As you know, I've got a show on Sunday, this Sunday at 8 o'clock on my channel, and we'll be revealing a little bit then if we can. And because I like to give an update if I can. I did a show about a month ago, I think, and in between that month, a lot's happened. Not to my or our builds, but a lot's happened at home and such like. So obviously, it's got in the way of doing things to our rope masters. So, but we have got a decent update to give everybody. So come and join me on Sunday at 8 o'clock on my channel.
Right, let's have a look through some. So we've got Chris Camplain. I'm using my R2D2 screw holder to put the Terminator screws in. Yeah, I wish Model Space would let you buy that little set, because it was ideal when we were doing the R2D2. I don't know if you've probably not seen it, Dave, but it was a box and there was little sections at the top, little sections at the bottom, and in the middle was a place for your screwdriver. And it was absolutely ideal. Now, Model Space, they don't sell it separately at all. No. I wish they would do, because I'd buy a few of them for the builds that I'm doing. They are absolutely ideal. So, yeah. Let's have a look. Yorkshire Crafter. Are the windows hard to do, Dave?
Yes. Christine sat for 3 hours a couple of days ago doing the other side. I've just taken the cling film off that, and I can just show you and that, obviously that's not finished. That's just the framework.
Again, Dave.
That's not finished. So obviously within, let me go to this one here. Within this, inside of the window there has got to be painted red, because on Christine's bus I was doing a Shillybee bus, and right at the cut in the edge of the windows, it's actually painted red. So I've got to do all that by hand, and this is one that's been completed today, apart from the red, and it's ready for the red paint going on, and I shall be doing the red paint. Starting it tomorrow, because they're a bit soft at the moment. And I think if you was joining me on the Rope Masters show, I was telling you that handling paint, after it's been painted, if you're not careful, you can leave your fingerprints in the paint. So you've got to leave it to harden. These have been curing about 10 hours now, so they need to be cured overnight, and a good 24 hours before you can really handle them. So,
I mean, I modded my Hummer that I did, and yeah, I mean, I used mainly spray paint on mine because it was quite a large surface to do, and it was all one color anyway. But yeah, I actually had mine under a heat lamp in my shed just so it'll dry properly. The other thing you can find, if you rush it, you're going to get drips coming down, and these things are not to be rushed. My wife will tell you I absolutely love painting, and I find it very, very, very relaxing to do it. But I'm very, it has to be perfect. There's no way it can be just half done. So let's have a look. Next comment. Alex McDonald, I missed out on the Route Master, but have 3 builds on the go at the moment. What would be the build that you would like to see made?
Ooh. Well, I think you're best at answering this than me.
I recommend anybody do the tank, the T72 tank. That's something, not many people are doing that. So I would say that. The Hummer added from Model Space, they're all nitro cars. You get everything with them. You get all the remote control stuff. They are they're well put together and really, really good. I haven't fired the Hummer up yet because I'm waiting for better weather to come out. Let me think. Other ones. Model Space do the Shelby Mustang. That looks quite nice. Obviously the route master, but we can't do that. But I'm hoping if Hachette do get this new warehouse, they maybe have more stock in for people to start it from the beginning.
Yeah, well, have you thought about taking up the route master if you was to buy a partly done model? You know, if one was available, would you think about doing it that way?
I would think about it, Dave, but my wife would say no. I've got enough on the go. So yeah, I had quite a lot of persuading to do the Ecto one. So
Yeah,
yeah, she
yeah,
would probably put in a comment, no more. You know, it's enough. I mean, I'd love to do the route. Maybe somewhere down the line, I might do the route master once I've finished one of the other videos. But you know, she does her crafts and I do mine, and you know, we spend quite a lot of time and money on them and stuff like that. As you know,
yeah,
she's actually going to be doing a route master diamond painting.
yeah,
So
yeah.
you know, so next comment. We've got P40F20. Hello, how are you doing? P40F20 has helped me out so much since he's joined my channel with my X-Wing build. I don't know how far are you ahead on the X-Wing model P40F20? I think you said you were on something 60 odd or something, because you said the next issues we're getting, we're just doing wings and engines. So yeah, because I said in one of my videos, I wish we'd do something like the body and mix it up a bit. But yeah, if you could comment. But yeah, P40F20 has been an absolute fantastic resource, advising me what to do on it. So next comment. So look. Hi all, Dave Milne. Hi Dave, you all right?
Hi, Dave.
P40F20 Model Space GT40. Is that the new one that's come out?
Oh,
I think, yeah, they have had a new one. That could be the one that's just come
oh,
out.
yeah. Oh, that's the blue and orange car, is it?
Yes, yeah. I'm
think
not
the blue,
fascinated by that.
light blue and orange Ford GT40 racing car or something, isn't it? Yeah,
Yeah,
it's a superb looking car, but it's not for me.
no, it's not for me either. I'm not into things like that. I like vehicles, but I'm not majorly mad into. I mean, I did the Red Bull and the Hummer because it was a nitro car. And like you love steam engines, Dave.
Yeah,
And I love engines, building little mini engines and stuff. I tell you what, when I was young, a friend of mine had a friend that lived across the road, and he had a steam boat. I remember we fired it up with meths, we got it running, we took it up to this catch that we lived near, and we ran it in it. And I was absolutely fascinated, and I've never ever seen one since. So I'm after a steamboat.
yeah. Well, you can get them, and they're made by Mamods. Mamods make things like that. So
Right.
there is actually a Facebook group for Mamod steam engines as well,
Right.
which I think I belong to. Yeah, I do belong the Mamod one. And there's all sorts on there. You can get steam trains, steam rollers, steam engines, all sorts of things, steam lorries, and yeah, there is a steamboat, and I think the steamboat was discontinued by Mamod, but you can still get the marine engine, I think it is, that goes in a boat.
Yeah.
So
I'll have to have a look at that one. Let's
yeah,
have a look. Yorkshire Crafter Shelby, I want him to do that. I know one of my and my wife's favourite films is a film called Gone in 60 Seconds with Nicolas Cage in it. And it's all a film about he has to save his brother. His brother's got into trouble because he's trying to steal a list of cars to be exported. And he's an ex-car hijacker himself. And one of the cars in that is the Shelby GT Mustang. And he calls it Eleanor, and our cat, our eldest cat, is called Eleanor, and we absolutely love that film. It's really good to watch. So
Well,
yeah,
it's a lovely model, isn't it? It's 1/8 scale, I believe.
yeah,
Yeah, I believe it's 1/8 scale, and so obviously it's a big model,
mm,
and it'll have probably lights and engine sounds and things like that, won't it?
yeah, yeah. Bit like Chris Davies' Jaguar.
Yeah, yeah, I would have thought so. Yeah, Shelby. Well, you've got a good wife there that wants you to build the Shelby. Well,
I know.
why
I'm actually
not?
wondering if she's wanting me to do a fourth model here. Actually, Dave, I might be.
Oh,
Probably turn around and say no. Next comment. So look.
that's only
That's you.
me.
That's you. That's Dave. If anybody hasn't subscribed to Dave's channel, click on his thing. He does do a quite good channel, and he does his live this Sunday. I will be watching. After what time are you coming on, Dave?
8 o'clock.
Oh, that's perfect for me. My wife
8,
would have watched something nice by then. So yeah.
8 o'clock. Yeah.
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 So let's have a look. P40F20. Oh, he's up to issue 60 was the last one. Where he P40F60. Where are you? Where are you located?
USA.
He's in USA, right? I keep meaning to ask that. So to the next one, P40. Yes. Oh, we've got Yorkshire after. I will build it. LOL. Yes, dear. Yes, dear. I tell you the truth. My wife has that many crafts going. I've lost count. But she's very easy to buy for birthdays and Christmas. So I can't.
Is she saying then that is she saying then that she'll build the Shelby?
Well, we have the kind of deal in our household where I say, look, this is my hobby, that's your hobby. I don't interfere with your hobby apart from I buy you things for it. Or she doesn't need to. So, yeah, she's been on about wanting to build it for a while.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
I think the balance day is going to have to be, we have to wait on it because we've just moved house because we've had difficulties, the house we were in before, affording it. So,
Yeah.
we've now moved over to Dewsbury and got moving over Christmas as well, which the weekend before Christmas we moved. And
Very brave.
is I rented a Mercedes van to
Right.
move in, and that were a joy to drive.
Yeah.
So yeah, absolute joy to drive with that. Even though I kept on clipping the corners with the rear wheels, but that's getting used to something that long. P40F20. Yes, I'm a Yank. Where are you in the USA? P40F20.
There's nothing wrong with being a Yank.
No, nothing wrong at all. Let's have a look. Next comment. Dave Milne, I'm thinking of building the Spitfire. I presume that's the Spitfire from Hachette.
Yes.
It looks really nice. I watched the preview on it on World of Wayne last Thursday, and it does look nice.
Yeah.
But it's I think it's 140 issues.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, I like my military. I mean, I'd love to build a Lancaster bomber. Absolutely love to build. I'd love to build a Lancaster bomber with the bouncing bombs from Downbusters.
Yeah.
That would be amazing. And that was a Yorkshireman who invented all that.
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
Have you seen the film, Dave?
Yeah. I've seen all the films. I actually live near where Barnes Wallace designed that.
Right. Yeah, fantastic man. But he never forgave himself for the loss of life, did he? After.
No, I didn't. No,
he was never the same man again. He, the loss of life that was there, he just couldn't get over it all from his ideas.
Yeah,
so.
I had a good friend who was a Lancaster bomber flight engineer during the war. He did 46 ops across to Germany and other places, and it did affect him later on in life. He couldn't live with himself, so much so that he was a surreal artist in actual fact, and he poured out his emotions into his surreal artism by creating paintings, and he created lots of surreal paintings but he also created lots of real paintings too. And he actually had a vintage bus that he converted into a camper van. And he used to go all over in this bus. He went to Greece in it 3 times. He went to Spain. He went all over the place. And the last long journey he did in it was to Dresden in Germany. And he presented the mayor of Dresden with several paintings to go in the museum. And it was like one of these emotional get-togethers with pilots of fighter pilots that were from Germany that tried to obviously shoot him down in his Lancaster. So it was like a very emotional greeting. He then donated, my friend then donated some paintings to the Dresden Museum because he felt so guilty over what he did. But he was acting under orders. It was war and it happened. And, it's all very well and good us saying that you should get over that, but it's not that easy. So, anyway, that's what my friend did. He went all the way to Germany, to Dresden, to donate these paintings that he'd done for the city of Dresden to more or less say, I'm sorry what I've done, but here's something from my heart to you, even though it was war and we was ordered to do what we did, he wanted to say he was sorry.
Right. Yeah, it's hard, isn't it? Yeah. But I'm not just trying to think. The film The Boys from Memphis Belle, what planes were they?
They were American. They were American, yes. P40F20 will be able to just tell me just like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's gone out my head. There was Memphis Belle was one of many planes that they had of that type. The Flying Fortress, I think they called them the Flying Fortress. B-29 was it?
Yeah, 8mm B-29. Yeah.
The Flying Fortress there was known as, wasn't they?
Yeah. I tell you one thing though, a film like The Dam Busters, you could not really release that now because of certain things in it. I won't say the word, but the name of his dog would not go down well in current films now.
Have you been to Scamston?
No, it's one of my bucket list things.
I have. I've sat in Guy Gibson's desk on his chair, held his pipe, and held the telephone that he used.
Yeah.
And that was in Guy Gibson's office. And I've visited the grave of his dog, which is just down below from his office, because he ordered that his dog would be buried just below his office there, so he could obviously see him. So yeah, I've visited Scamston and been very honoured and privileged to walk in the footsteps of heroes.
Right, fantastic. Yeah, it's a good film. I do enjoy The Dam Busters. I seem to be getting into things like that as I get older. I'm quite interested. I mean, my grandfather was in the Navy, and he used to write letters to my grandmother, but he couldn't say much in them because it was a bit of a secrecy thing. So what he used to do, he was a fantastic painter, drawer, absolutely brilliant. And what he used to do at the top of the letter, he used to draw a ship with a smoke funnel. Now, out of that smoke funnel will be a certain number of smokes, and that related to how many weeks he's got until he comes back home.
Yeah.
Now, we only found that out when he passed away. My grandma only ever revealed it. You know, they never told the children at all, but they only got revealed when he died. We all said, "What was this thing? You know, this smoke?" And she said, "Yeah, that's how I knew how long he was got until he was coming home." So yeah, the
Yes.
way they
Yeah.
get around things is amazing. Let's have a look at the
Yeah.
chat. Alex McDonald, I don't know what that is. Let's go to the next one. P40F20. Oh, near Cleveland, Ohio. Right. I bet the weather's better over there than it is in this country, especially in Yorkshire. So, yeah, me and David from Yorkshire, so yeah, we have to put it with it. Not as bad as Scotland, I have to admit.
No, not as bad as Scotland. We're going to get a lot of bad wind in the next couple of days, though.
Yeah, I've heard we've got a bit of a storm coming, haven't we?
Yeah, and it's not because we've been eating sprouts.
No, I don't like sprouts. No. Flame Z ambition. Hi all. Hi Flame Z. So we'll look P40F20. I would love to build the Spitfire, but being from Hachette, I can't. They do not sell it in the US. That's a shame, isn't it? I'm like,
Yeah.
all Hachette are huge in America, so why are they not doing it in America?
Yeah, exactly.
They're missing out there, really, aren't they?
I've got another friend also that's in America, and he'd love to build the Route Master, and he can't get it anywhere. So
Right.
he would like to build the Route Master too. So like, and probably like to build the Spitfire. I'm not sure, but yeah, it's such a shame when there's got to be a market for it, isn't there?
Yeah, definitely. It's but I mean, like where P40F20 is, they've got the X-wing earlier, so
Yeah.
yeah. I tell you, I do watch some German YouTubers, and there's a couple that are doing classic vehicles as well, and you kind of don't need to speak the language to understand what they're doing. It's pretty self-explanatory. But some of them, they're doing models that we haven't got in this country either. So you know, it just depends where it is, doesn't it? I mean, I think a lot of countries are envious that we've got the Ecto 1 where they haven't got it. You see, so
That's it.
let's have a look. Alex McDonald, I'm more drawn to Model Space Shelby than the Agora one. I agree. I think the Model Space one is more famous than the Agora one. And the Agora prices, I'm sorry, I wouldn't pay them. I think it's a lot more than Hachette, Eagle Moss, and Model Space. And I think you have to pay postage as well. And then I think you have to wait until the instructions come up on their website in order to build it. You don't get a magazine, which is, you know, like I think you said a while, Dave. You said the magazines will become a collector's items eventually.
Yeah, they will. They will definitely. Yeah.
Dave Milne says B29. Oh yes, that's one about the Boys from Memphis Belle film. Yeah. P40F20. So a look. The first US bomber to complete 25 missions, the B-17F. Right. Right. Let's have a look. Dave Milne. I'm getting there on the chat actually. War is cruel, but does create a lot of new things. Yeah. But I think what's going on in some countries at the moment is absolutely disgusting. And I think I've got no problems with Americans, but I think they're winding people up in the wrong way, and we could be drawn into it, and we haven't done this, you know.
No, we haven't, have we? I mean, going back, let's go back to my friend a minute. He flew from RAF Binbrook in Lincolnshire, and we took him back there many years after he'd been, and it was turned into like an industrial site. You know, there was a couple of industrial units there and everything. There was still like the mess hut that they had, and the NAFI was still there, but all dilapidated buildings. But in between these dilapidated buildings, there was new buildings put up with new industry in them. And he actually, we said to him, have a wander around, take as long as you like, we've brought you here, you have a, and he had his camera with him and everything. And we wandered round as well, me and my dad, and we said, well, I wonder where he is. Anyway, we said, well, we'll go back to the car. We couldn't find him, and he was back at the car, and he was absolutely in tears, and we couldn't believe, why he was. And we thought, well, perhaps it's, he's thinking about his friends, that his workmates and everything that he's lost, during the war then.
Yeah.
And, we didn't realize that it would hit him so hard. And so we tried to comfort him, and he says, it's not because of my mates, he says, that I've lost. He says, it's because of that building over there. And he pointed to this building, and it was a German agricultural farm that was on the RAF base at Binbrook. He said, I cannot. He said, after all what we did, he said, I know it's peacetime and everything. He said, but I cannot physically take that on board. He said, will you take me back? So we took him back.
Right.
And, we didn't realize that, obviously he hadn't realized as well that things move on. And, in peacetime, things like that would happen. And it was just a German agricultural farm that was selling tractors and plows and that sort of thing.
Yeah.
And it really did cut him up somewhat. So, and boy, did we feel guilty that day.
Yeah. But you wasn't to know that would happen, though.
No, not at all. No.
I mean, it goes back to this story, World War I, Christmas Day. They all put the guns down. They all got out of the trenches, and they all went and played football.
Yeah.
Boxing Day, they were firing at each other again. You were fighting for what you believed in, or you were fighting for your country. Regardless of the politics of war, really. So, when I heard that story, I was a bit, oh gosh, we're only human at the end of the day.
That's right. Yeah, we are.
It's powers above that are doing it. Let's go. I've got one more comment. Let's have a look. P4Chef, I was in England back in 1994. I would have been 14 in 1994. 14 and at high school. So, yeah.
Whereabouts in England was you in 1994, P4Chef20?
Hey, that'd be interesting.
Yeah.
That'd be very, very interesting. But no, I was 40, young and 40. I was always tall for my age, though. So, but yeah, I went to a high school called Honley High.
Oh yeah.
And it was the same high school, but back it was a grammar school that Roy Castle attended.
Oh yeah.
If you remember Roy Castle.
Yeah,
Yeah, he attended that school as well. We've got a comment from Dave Mill. Let's have a look. My grandfather was about the same about the Japanese. He did not like to see things made in Japan.
Yeah,
I agree. You see, the world I've grown up in is a lot different than the world a lot of other people have grown up in. So, it's a lot of people, will probably think, no, I don't want something in Japan. I mean, what's going on in China at the moment, that's absolutely
horrendous.
Yeah, it is all horrendous. I mean, it's horrendous to the fact, as you know, Dave, my wife does diamond painting. And she orders a lot of hers from China because it's very cheap to go. And we're like, do we dare order anything from China?
Yeah.
Because is it going to get here? Is it going to be contaminated? Is it going to, a customs going to hold it or charge us for treating it? So luckily she's got a stash built up, even though she'd absolutely love more.
Yeah.
We're just like, is it worth the risk of ordering something from China?
That's it. Yeah, that's the thing, isn't it?
So it's kind of a case of we're sort of holding out a little bit at the moment, thinking we'll wait until hopefully things will get better for the people in China.
Yeah.
I mean, it is awful what's happened to them,
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
But yeah, we're a bit hesitant at the moment about ordering things from China. I don't know if you're the same or if you order things from China.
No, well, I don't at the moment, but I have done in the past a while ago. But yeah, exactly. It must be horrendous for people.
Yeah. Let's have a look. P40F20. The Memphis Belle is now on display at the US Air Force Museum in Dayton, Ohio.
Wow,
Right.
wow.
Ah. I tell you what, P40F20, if you can go, take some photographs for us. I'm sure Dave would absolutely love photographs of that.
Yeah, well, without a shadow of a doubt. Yeah, without a shadow of a doubt. We have one flying over here. Well, just its name escapes me. But we do have one flying over here. We went to East Kirkby, uh, to where Just Jane is now, the Lancaster that's there that doesn't fly at the moment. As you may be aware, England has a few Lancasters, one of which is actually flying, which is owned by the RAF. And it does flying displays with Spitfires and Hurricanes and several other historical aircraft. So that is flying at the moment. We had the Canadian Lanc across in 2014, and I was lucky enough to get a ticket. Me and Christine was lucky enough to get tickets to go to East Kirkby in 2014 when the Canadian Lanc was across and our Lanc was touring England together. And there was 5,000 tickets on offer for East Kirkby for a fly past, and there was 2 days that this was allowed on separate weeks, and me and Christine was lucky enough to go on the date that the Canadian Lanc was across, and it flew across with our Thumper, as it's known, or was known then. It's now known as Leader. Our flying Lancaster, and they flew across Just Jane in 3 or 4 times. They turned around and flew across Just Jane, and Just Jane had her engines running, but she was on the ground, obviously. And what a wonderful, wonderful experience that was. It really, really was. Cry, yes, I cried, and I can just feel myself welling up now, because the emotion that stares up with you in there of what it means to have a couple of flying Lancasters fly by in tribute to the one that's on the ground. And the one that's on the ground is eventually going to fly. It is going to be England's second flying Lancaster. And the hope to do that within the next 5 to 10 years, possibly sooner. So obviously, if you're anywhere near East Kirkby, south of Lincolnshire, and it is worth a visit to visit the East Kirkby Museum to see Just Jane. Put them some money in the donations box, because the more money they get, the quicker that aircraft is going to get up in the air.
Yeah.
I'm filling up here.
Yeah. I mean, where I lived before and where I grew up, a little village, Meltham, they every summer had a 1940s weekend, and on the Saturday we'd get a flyby by the Lancaster bomber and by a Spitfire, and that was always amazing.
Superb, isn't it? It just makes your heart sing, doesn't it?
Yeah. One place I'm looking to go to this summer is I want to go to the North Yorkshire Railway, where they filmed the Railway Children.
Yeah. Keighley and West Valley Railway.
Yes, because that's all volunteer run. And I went there. My grandma and granddad took me as a kid there, and I didn't really appreciate it as much as I probably would do now. So I'm determined this summer, you know, and we're going to go there. As well as I'm determined to go to Ireland to go see Belfast, where the Titanic was built, as my 40th treat.
Wow. Well, the Keighley and Worth Valley Railway is well worth a visit. I first went there just over 50 years ago now, when it first opened with volunteers, and round about the same time that the Railway Children actually came out on television, actually. So yeah, it was about, I think it was 51 years ago or 52 years ago that it first opened as a volunteer railway. And I was there on the day it opened, the Keighley and Worth Valley Railway. Very, very worthwhile going. And of course, up that way, you've got the most famous of sisters, the Bronte sisters in Haworth. Right next door to there is Keighley and everything. And there is actually a bus museum in Keighley as well.
Dave, we need to meet up in summer. Definitely need to meet up in summer. Right, I'll go back to some of the comments. P40F20, I was in London, Wales and Scotland.
Wow.
Right. Let's have a look. Next one. I think we're a bit behind. Oh, Dave Mill. The Partworks come from China. Oh. I think I'm going to go buy a bottle of Dettol spray tomorrow.
It's a bit late now, isn't it?
Oh dear, did not know that one. Alex McDowell, how many route masters are you building, Dave?
I'm building 2. Yeah, I'm building 2. I'm not building the standard out the box one. Me and Christine, that's my wife, we're building one each and one from separate companies. The one that my wife's building is the Shillybeer route master, and there was 12 Shillybeer route masters painted in the Shillybeer livery in 1979 in London, and they were painted to commemorate 150 years of the first bus service in London, which was organised and ran by George Shillybeer. And George Shillybeer, he was a coach builder from Germany, in actual fact, and he built his own horse-drawn coaches, and he had they be decked out in green and some yellow and red, and they had like what they call a rose roundel on the sides. And in 1979, as I said, there was 12 route masters painted in the Shillybeer livery, the green, the sun yellow, and the red, and they all carried 2 rose roundels on each side of the bus. And Christine is going to be replicating that one of them particular buses, and I'm going to be replicating a bus that's from East Yorkshire, from Hull, in actual fact, from East Yorkshire Motor Services Limited, in the old indigo blue and pale primrose. And that's because my dad used to work for East Yorkshire Motor Services. He was a bus driver, and he drove buses in them colours. And Hull actually got they actually got 19 route masters in the 1980s to run a special service within the city of Hull. And when that happened in the 1980s, my dad was straight on the phone to me, and he said, "Oh, David," he said, "I want you to come with me." He says, "They've got some route masters in Hull. They've painted them in the old East Yorkshire colours." He said, "I want you to come with me." I said, "I want to take some photographs." And he said, "I want to ride on them." So he says, "Will you come?" So obviously I went with him, and we spent the whole day riding up and down on these route masters in Hull. And he was so delighted. Well, I was too. So obviously, my dad's since passed away, and I know for a fact that if he was still here today, he would be building this route master. He wouldn't have one on the go. He wouldn't have two on the go. He'd have three or four on the go because he was that enthusiastic about models and route masters that he would definitely be doing certainly more than two. He definitely would. So that's my reason for doing them. It's like an honour for me to do it for my dad in his memory.
I think what we should do, Dave, is challenge Hachette and just say, look, we run this group, we have this community. There are so many people we know that are wanting to start to build the route master. Why can you not make it available so that other people can start from the beginning?
Yeah.
I think even World Wayne said he would have loved to have done the route master and he regrets not starting it.
Yes, he does. Yeah, he does. Yeah.
So many people that want to build it, so there must be. It's a no-brainer, really, isn't it? Supply and demand.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. I mean, to everybody that's out there listening, that's doing the route master, write to Hachette. Tell them exactly what Mark's just said. It's so popular. They're obviously running out of copies here, there, and everywhere, and struggling to supply and demand because it's so popular. So review it, and when it comes to an end, restart it again.
Yeah, I agree.
Restart it again. Let those that, and then distribute it to other countries as well.
Definitely. Right, Alex, Adrian Langley, sorry. Alex McDonald, Davis building 2 buses. Yeah. Right, let's next one. Yorkshire Crafter. What was the flyover we had at the 1940s weekend? It was the Spitfire and the Lancaster Bombardier that came over. Because we had the Lancaster first. It used to fly over twice, and then we had the Spitfire, and that used to fly over twice. So it was that. Right, next comment. Dave Merlin, sound of the engines is unforgettable. Definitely. Merlin engines, I think they were.
Rolls-Royce 12-cylinder.
Yeah.
Merlin engines. Yeah. I actually want a spark plug from one, and I tried to get one when I was at East Kirkby, but the prices there was wanting for old spark plugs off the Lancasters was ridiculous. So I couldn't afford one.
Yeah. Right, next comment. We're nearly there with the comments. P4F20, you could buy a house for what it costs to fill the gas tanks of those Lancasters. Yeah,
absolutely.
Actually, I watch a lot of documentaries and history channels, as my wife will tell you, but my skybox is always cluttered up with them. But in World War II, we were so fearful of storing fuel above ground because the Germans would attack it and it would explode and cause massive amounts of damage that we built an underground system. So the ships could come in, they could pump the fuel underground and it could go to the airfields or the major places that needed them. And that system is still in use to this day for Heathrow, Manchester, everywhere. And amazing. So something that was created in World War II is still now running in this country and it still does the job that it did do. So Dave Milne, let's have a look. 1.5 scale horse-drawn bus would be nice, and the first motor bus. What do you think of that, Dave?
Yeah, 112 scale. Yeah, 112 scale horse-drawn bus would be nice, and the first motor bus. Yeah. I've seen both actually. I've seen both many years ago. We used to travel all the way from Yorkshire to London to the museum, which was at Cobham in London. And in them days, of course, people wasn't so enthusiastic as what they are now, and museums weren't as well known. And some of the museums I've been to on their first open day. And as I say, we used to go to Cobham, and in Cobham at that particular time was Shilly Beer's horse-drawn bus. There was the first motor bus. There was lots of vintage and veteran buses that have not seen light of day since, and still in the museum somewhere or other. What a fabulous time that was. Yes, it would be brilliant to actually make something like that in 1/12 scale. Yes.
Yeah. Or a tram.
Or a tram. Yeah.
A tram. Yeah. A historical tram. Why not?
Or a trolley bus.
Yeah. Dave Milne, issue 103 has forgot to tell you to put the upstairs figures in before putting the roof on. I think that's one for you, Dave.
Yeah. I've seen Kevin Kilford's the Nexus video today, and he points out quite rightly that they have forgotten to tell you to put the figures in the upstairs before actually putting the roof on. So yeah, be very wary of that, and that'll be something that we bring up on the Wednesday night show as well.
Yeah, definitely. P40F20, there was an underground system to pump oil out into the English Channel to set on fire to stop the German invasion. I did not know that. I will have to have a look into that with P40F20. Yeah, very interesting, that one. I'll have a research into that one. Like I said, I do like my history. Oh gosh, we're nearly at 9 o'clock. That seemed to have gone quite fast, Dave. Couple of things I'd like to say is, one thing I would like to thank is the Route Master community. As you know, I'm not building the Route Master bus myself, but I've kind of got into the Route Master community and they've helped me out a lot. I've had quite a lot of new subscribers because of the Route Master community, and I got into that, would you believe, from Chris Davies. So it's amazing how the YouTubers you look into can lead you on to other things, and that I would like to thank Dave and the Route Master community for supporting my channel, and for Dave to coming on tonight as well. Thank you very much on my first live.
You're welcome.
Fantastic community. I mean, I'm part of the Facebook group. I know I'm not building it, but it's brilliant. Also, Dave, your dear wife, she is good on the Facebook groups. She always says, welcome to the group who's just joined. She's brilliant. So, yeah, he works hard on the groups. Oh,
yeah,
just
she does.
Comment from P40F20. It was tested once, it worked. Right. Yeah, definitely going to look into that P40F20. Definitely. So I won't be doing another live now until in 2 weeks, because obviously World of Wayne does his on a Thursday fortnight, and we can't compete with that, us guys, can we? No. Dave, you're live on Sunday, 8 o'clock?
Yeah, Sunday, 8 o'clock, yeah.
Yeah, if you're not a member of Dave, just click on the link you put on the comments, and yeah, I'll be there, Dave, on Sunday. I don't know if I'll be in the live, but I'll be watching.
Okay, thank you very much.
Can we have a look at the buses as well on Sunday that you're building? Let's see an update, because you keep saying about the colours, and I really want to see them. Definitely. So let's see them.
They'll be out on show on Sunday.
Yeah, guys, please subscribe to each other's channels. This is how the community grows. You know, I'm up to 18 subscribers. I'd love to get more, so please pass my channel on, pass Dave's channel on. The Facebook group. Dave, do you want to put a comment about the Facebook group on if anybody wants to join?
I haven't put that in there, but it might take me a moment to do, actually.
And your new Facebook group as well.
Pardon?
And your new Facebook group as well. That
miniature buses.
Yes.
Yeah. Miniature buses is 1/12 scale and larger. Yeah, everybody's welcome on there. 1/12 scale and larger. I'll try and pop it in the chat before you finish.
Yeah.
But it might take me a few minutes. All right.
Yeah, no problem.
So what I'll do is, if you want to carry on a bit, I'll try and do that.
Right.
All right.
No. So yeah, guys, just thank you for everybody's support. It's amazing, as YouTube. If you don't know already, I mean, I started back with the Millennium Falcon. I started that ages ago. I then went on to the R2D2 and I did the Red Bull Racer, which is behind me. Never even thought about coming onto YouTube, to tell you the truth, with these builds. And then, yeah, I saw other people doing it, so I thought, why not? Let's let myself have a go. Things I'm building, the T72 tank, that is a really good model, and there's not much out there, so I do recommend that one. The Ecto one, I've only got one issue into that one. I've got issue 2 to do. I haven't done that yet. But it looks good, and I'm risking it with Eagle Moss after my disaster I had with the DeLorean. I have got a video about that rant as well, if you want to find out what happened with that one. And I'm also doing the X-Wing as well. I mean, as you can see from behind me, I love Star Wars. I always have as a kid. I never really mixed well with other people my age. So Star Wars was my sort of escapism. And yeah, I absolutely love it. So yeah, that's why I've got all my Star Wars bits above there. But there is other bits that I'm interested in as well. And I'm also rebuilding my Lego Death Star, which is underneath my desk at the moment. It's in packs, so I've done pack 1, and I've got to start doing pack 2. But it's just when I get the time, because I've got about another 5 X-Wings to do, I think, because I'm up to issue 21. I've got about another 4 tanks to do, and like I said, I've got another Ecto 1 to do. So let's just go through some of the comments. So we've got Dave Mill, welcome. Thank you, Dave Mill. Thank you for coming onto the live tonight as well and commenting. Dave Mill, pity 1.5 scale and larger. I have a good few small 1-72s.
Yeah, there is a few. There is a lot of groups out there, Dave, that do cater for the smaller models.
Yeah,
and that's why we decided to make a new group that cater for the larger models, because there isn't the groups out there. But yeah, there is an awful lot that do cater for the 176 and such like.
Yeah. Alex McDonald, I started YouTube last year and never thought I would meet so many people as I have done, and so many people have the same hobby as me. Completely agree. Dave would say the same. The Route Master was the first Partworks he's done, and he said he's probably not going to do another one, even though if they re-release the bus, Dave, would you do another one?
Oh yes, yeah.
Yeah, I thought you would do.
Yeah, I would, yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, it is true. It's a massive community out there. I think we're only small-time YouTubers compared to some of the bigger ones, but you never know. You know, like I said, I'd love to get up there. I'd love to get 1,000 subscribers, but 18, you know, I'm happy with, you know, what I've got. Don't look a gift horse in the mouth, as you say.
No.
Yeah. And
I have put that in the chat, but it hasn't come up yet.
There's a bit of a delay from YouTube to StreamYard, Dave, sometimes.
Yeah,
so
I don't
like 10 seconds behind, I think. So that's why at the end of video and you're watching on YouTube, it cuts off without them saying goodbye properly.
Yeah. No, I have put it in, so I don't know. Have you got a moderator?
No.
Right, you could do with a moderator on. So if any of our community would like to become a moderator, you can make them moderators, Mark.
Please comment.
I think if you put your cursor on whoever's in the chat, you can actually make them a moderator.
Right. Okay, I know that for next time. Like I said, first time tonight using it. I mean, I am pretty tech savvy, but I've not done one of these before, so yeah, it was a bit.
It's just
to get the hang of it.
It's just with it being live, you don't want no
trolls.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you want to say anything, Dave, before we go?
Well, what I can say is thanks everybody in the chat for joining Mark tonight. You know, it's been great. I've enjoyed it, and hopefully we've all learned a little bit of something from it. You know, and please join Mark here on YouTube and his wife, Yorkshire Crafter, because they do some amazing things. And you know, get involved in the rest of the community as well, because obviously there's all sorts being built around here, there, and everywhere, and we're all friendly. You know, we aren't gonna give you a bloody nose or anything like that. So, you know, and we all like a bit of banter, and we all like some nice, clean fun.
Yes.
So at the end of the day, don't we?
Oh,
So,
definitely.
and obviously give Mark a nice good thumbs up for tonight, because
Thank you.
First live stream, and I think he's done absolutely marvelous.
Thank you, Dave.
And thanks for inviting me as well, Mark. So.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, right. So let's just go to the last couple of comments. Let's have a look. Sure, before we go. Dave Milne, I'm helping Adrian with his Terminator tomorrow evening. Right, fantastic, Dave. I'll probably watch that actually. And let's go with the last one. Great first stream, guys. See you next time. Thanks, Alex. Fantastic. Great for you to come on and listen to us chat along a bit. This is why I wanted to do sort of a bit of a chat along, Dave. You know, just sometimes it can be funny, and in fact, like we found out that the Partworks coming from China, so yeah. I think I might be wearing gloves when I open my next one. So. But thank you everybody tonight for watching. Thank you, Dave, for coming on and helping me.
Welcome.
Yeah, back in 2 weeks, 8 o'clock, I'll be here. Thanks a lot, guys. I'm going to end the podcast now because I've got family and they need to get to bed and stuff like that. So, and because I'm upstairs in my, what I call my bear cave, yeah, it's a bit hard for them to sleep and settle down. So thanks very much, guys, tonight. Thank you, Dave.
All right.
And I'll see you all guys next time. Thanks. Bye.
Bye now.